Alright, what's up y'all? So I was getting ready to hop on here and make a video about my USB voltage meter adapter thingy that I put into my previously used DC charger spot for like a phone charger or something like that, for like car audio, car electricity. God, I wish I could talk. Anyway, ran into a rando at the gas station, Harley boy, riding a very nice green Harley. I'm not sure if it was a road glide or not. It was older, so it was a little bit hard to read the fairings. Harleys confused me, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, the dude was like, hey man, you should get one of those Insta360s. And I was like, voila. He's like, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's an Insta360. He's like, oh man, I thought, is that the new one or the old one? I was like, no, this is the original, well, one of the originals. This is the 1R. He happened to have the X3, which is the newest Insta360. I just thought it was wild. I told him I was an ambassador. It doesn't really help now because I already bought one, but still, it was the first time I actually ran into anybody on the street, and I wish I was recording, but at the same time, like, I would have had to ask the guy's permission to put his noggin on YouTube and all that stuff. But it was actually cool to have a really genuine non-stage reaction with somebody talking about the Insta360. Now, I can tell you that he told me that he loves it. Now, you can think I'm lying or not, but I wouldn't have jumped on here to make this video just because of that, while also trying to talk about my Voltmeter adapter thingy. So anyway, the guy said he loves it. He's got tons of videos. He's trying to learn how to edit, and he says all the chicks that he has on the back of his motorcycle love it too. So, I mean, take that as you want it. I have not had chicks on the back of my motorcycle to love it, but he does. Anyway, for the purposes of my little adapter thingy here, it's now displaying 14.2.1 volts on the thing, and I'm also trying not to die. I'm looking forward while my camera's looking down, so trust me, I can ride. I let my bike die, right? So I let my bike sit last Saturday for the purposes of this experiment, also because it was raining and I couldn't ride anyway, so it wasn't on purpose. The last time I saw my bike fully charged, it was at 13.1 volts, and that's where I left it right after I finished riding last Saturday. And it was approximately 1 week ago. It is now Saturday, and yesterday, a couple days ago actually, I looked over my bike and it was displaying 11.3 volts on the display. Now, I can start my bike at 11.3 volts. I've done it before and I haven't had any issues. Unfortunately, this morning when I went to go ride my bike, I looked over and I saw absolutely nothing on the display. And my LED lights for my the XK Glow underbody kit were blinking like crazy, which means they were pretty much dead. That's what they indicate when they're pretty much out of juice. Now, I had the LED meter and my XK Glow kit attached at the same time. I'm thinking that this LED meter does not have a draw or much draw. Like, it's powered by LEDs. Like, nothing was plugged into the USB ports, and I'm thinking the only thing it was running was a light emitting diode, which is a very low draw that can run for a long time, but so is my freaking LED kit for the bike. The only difference is that thing has a Bluetooth module in it and it's broadcasting all the time. But what's super helpful was being able to look over my bike anytime I went into the garage and just see what the voltage was. Now, at 11.1 volts, which is when my bike powered back on and displayed onto the display, is when I plugged in my jump pack. I plugged in the jump pack. Yes, I had to cheat to start my bike because I wanted to ride, but I'm going to tell you, this thing stops displaying at about 11.1 or less than 11 volts, which kind of makes sense. It's a 12 volt system. There are some tolerances. Like I said, my thing is running at 14.2 right now. It's usually about 14.1, which is where it's supposed to be, because you got a 12 volt battery, it's pumping out 12 volts, and a 14 volt system is overpowering the battery and able to charge that battery and put voltage back into it. It's kind of like if you had a slow leak on your sink, or if you plugged the sink up, you filled it up with water, that's your 12 volts. Well, by the end of the day, that 12 volts has kind of drained out of the sink because you don't have a perfect stopper, right? There's some kind of draw on the sink. Well, you turn on the faucet, if it's draining as fast as the faucet's filling in, you're never going to have a topped off battery. So you turn up the faucet, turn up the voltage just a little bit, and therefore it will fill that battery back up. Now, I'm sure there's a much smarter, more electrically inclined people who can explain that, but that's the best way I can think of it, right? So anyway, as far as being just a neat tool, it's charged my Insta360 that the guy didn't even know existed because it's the old one, and I'm but the poor pauper. I can only buy the same camera twice, right? And that's the joke. If you look at some of my other videos, I lost my first Insta360 and I said I was never buying another one again because it cost so much money. And it charged my Cena unit that I'm yapping on right now. The only thing is it does have a power switch, but you actually have to push it for it to do anything. It will stay on 24 hours a day. It will charge your phone, your device, anything that you plug into it without going through a relay. Therefore, it will not shut off if your battery is dying, right? Leave this thing on, it's going to display. Leave this thing on, it's going to charge. So that's the only drawback I can see, which is not necessarily a drawback unless you're really not paying attention. And I now know that my bike can sit for about a week from 13.1 to 11.1 volts over a week. That's about 2 volts in 7 days. Combined between the two devices. Now I could try another experiment, hopefully I won't have to, with my LED kit turned off completely, no Bluetooth module, no XK glow, nothing, and just leave the meter running and see how well the battery holds up without any draw whatsoever, what I assume is no draw whatsoever. But I don't want to go without riding it long unless I absolutely have to. And I can't think of another sentence to put here. So the thing is cool. It works like it's supposed to. Oh, I did have another sentence. You can actually see the voltage drop when you turn on your bike. So I just started my bike at the gas station. I went from, I don't know, 13.1 to like 12. I think it dropped an entire volt when it was starting. And when I was starting at home, it went from 11.1 to 10.6. So the voltage drop is between half a volt and a whole volt when it's straight cranking. But the thing is, I had my jump pack plugged in, so I'm sure it did not use the entire voltage provided by the battery because it couldn't, because it wouldn't start anyway. So it kind of combined the voltages. They were in, were they parallel? I think they were parallel. So, god damn it, I can't remember if it was series or parallel. Nah, my brain sucks. Anyway, this thing will show you your voltage. It'll show you what you're running in. It'll show you your draw over time if you have one. It'll show you decrease in voltage if you let your bike sit. And it'll show you the voltage drop when you're starting your motorcycle. Overall, I think this thing's pretty cool. It did take me a little while to make a follow-up video because, I mean, I just did the install and I hadn't used it yet, so I couldn't talk about it because that makes no sense. Talk about something I didn't use. That's dumb. Anyway, I like it. I suggest if you got room in your motorcycle, purchase yourself one, install it, and join the Cool Kids Club. I'm out.